Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. We have the newest Mythic hero joining Fire Emblem Heroes, and it's Veyle. Honestly, all of you saying, Kevisir's this month. It's going to happen. The month of Golvig's not coming, Brian. One day you will not question me. Someday. 30 more days until the truth is revealed. All right. All jokes aside, we do have Veyle. Not a joke, by the way, but maybe a joke. I'll let you decide. We do have Veyle. I haven't seen yet, but obviously the title is there. My prediction is over here. Okay, for those of you who think I changed it or something, look it. It's literally hardwired into my OBS. All right. That's what I talked about in the Mythic prediction video. So let's take a look and do a little bit of analysis. Okay, and a little bit of banner prioritization towards the end there. All right, I'm going to tell you what's good, what's not, maybe what you should wait on, yada yada. Okay, so let's take a look. What we got? Show me. Show me the truth. Veyle's probably going to be kind of busted. Truth be told. Gentle Dragon. Sure.
You treat me so well here.
Blue Tome. Alright, makes sense. For those of you who didn't play Engage, it actually does kind of make sense. Without spoiling anything. But she is blue. Okay, so we already got that correct.
Try to make myself useful however I can.
She's gonna do her best. God darn it. A lot of people... Ooh, we got the scroll. Oh, we're gonna scroll. A lot of people were predicting like an armor or something for the Mythic because the box on the preview for bonus heroes was so big. Veyle is tiny. So I'm not really sure what's happening there. Maybe the flare of like the base of her dress. I don't know what the base is called, but the bottom part. Maybe that's big. I don't know. I am a dude, and I have never worn a dress. Maybe someday, but not presently. A kilt. I've always wanted a kilt, though. Get in touch with my roots. You know what I mean? Also, men who wear dresses. Probably very freeing for them. All right. Obscurite. Obscurite? Obscurite. I think that's what it is. Accelerate special trigger. Cooldown count -1. At start of turn. If unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack res +6. Resonance blades. Resonance shields. To unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit for 1 turn. If unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed defense res +5 to unit. Unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. Deals damage equal to 20% of unit's res check. And neutralizes foes bonus to attack res from skills like Fortify, Rally, etc. during combat. Okay, so Obscurite. Obviously slaying. That's a given. Right, but we're getting Resonance Blades and Shields, which is pretty big. And we are getting attack res +6. All to self and unit, all to self and allies within 2 spaces of unit for 1 turn. Okay. So long as at the start unit is within 2 spaces of an ally. Okay. So you always got to be within drive distance, basically. During combat, if you initiate or are still within 2 spaces, you get an additional Omni buff of 5. You make a guaranteed follow-up, and you're dealing true damage based on your res. So that's honestly pretty big. I'm assuming she's not going to be fast based on what we're seeing here. Maybe the box was so big because her res is huge. Because I'm seeing Iceberg, attack res finish, and attack res tempo. She seems to be very attack res focused. Okay? That makes a lot of sense. So, attack res finish, we know what that does. We haven't had tempo 4 for attack res. Inflicts attack res -4 on foe. Neutralizes effects that grant special cooldown charge plus X to foe or inflict cooldown charge -X on unit. And reduces the percentage of foes' non-special reduced damage by X% skills by 50% during combat. Example, a foe with reduced damage by 40% is now 23. So, tempo things. Yeah, we love that. So, attack res heavy. What do we have on scroll? There it is. There it is. I knew it was coming. Fell protection. If unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack res +5 to unit during combat, and also, if unit's res is greater than or equal to foe's res +5, reduces damage from attacks during combat by 30%. And also, if foe's attack can trigger foe's special, inflicts cooldown charge count +1 on foe before foe's first attack. I am feeling SCOWL-like things here, I think. It's been a minute, and I don't have SCOWL memorized. But this feels SCOWL adjacent. For allies within 2 spaces of unit, grants attack res +40 to ally during their combat. And also, if this unit's res is greater than allies' foes' res +5. So you're getting a res check on Veyle for your allies' combat. Huh. Start of combat reduces damage from attacks by 30% during allies' combat. That's crazy, actually. Because the only thing we've seen that does things like that is in a handful of healers have that like drive damage reduction. But we've never seen it on a tome in a preferred C, I don't think. I'm pretty sure. Although, does Saline do something like this? I think Saline does something like this, but it's built into her weapon. So maybe it's not too crazy. But either way, the res check on Veyle for the allies combat is pretty nutty. Because I don't think Saline does that. I think Saline is just like the normal drive damage reduction shtick that happens. So that's interesting. If foes attack and trigger a special, inflict special cooldown count +1 on foe before foe's first attack during allies combat. So basically, she's never gonna let enemies get their specials. They're never gonna be able to pop their special, which is kind of cool. She seems like a really, really valuable. She seems powerful on her own, right? But she also does a lot of ally support as well, which is interesting. So imagine that, but with like an ally support, maybe where you're getting a little extra buff there too. That's kind of crazy. There's a lot happening here. There's more to Veyle than it seems. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. I never really used Veyle in Engage, so I don't know how much of this is adequately interpretation realized. So that's kind of interesting.
Feel what I feel.
What triangle? What weapon triangle? Am I right? And she's Astra too, which is interesting because that is primarily associated with more offensive. But here, Veyle is also offering a fair amount of defensive support for allies as well. So, curious. All right, there's Eitri. We knew about these guys. Number 1 of the 18. Xander, Arvel, yup. Shez, sure. Felix, Alchrist, Diamant. Oh. They skipped Fallen Byleth, eh? Interesting. They must have taken creative choice, and also realized that pairing Byleth up with Felix just made it feel so bad. Also engage. So this basically has the entire second engage banner on hand then. Because we got Citrine, we have Diamant, we have Alchrist, and then the only other option would have been, I think it was the Rearmed at the time. So, makes sense to go with Veyle here. It's crazy to me that we still don't have anybody past Brodia. Like, that's kind of nuts. Well, I mean, I guess we do technically have... But, like, the seasonal thing... I don't really count it. I don't count it. I don't count it. I don't count it. But, you know, someday... Someday we'll get more engaged characters, just... Like today, we got Veyle, which is great. There's Freyr. Alright. There we go. So, overall, red is honestly a little bit weaker. It's a little bit weaker, which hurts a little. But the bonus is that you don't really need to pull on it. You don't really need to pull on. I think that Diamant being there is great, right? Because he doesn't do the same thing that Felix does. And what Felix does is be a god sword, but not a very good one. Especially when you're slotted right next to Fallen Byleth. So I don't have an issue with this. I think this is actually a little bit better. I think it's actually a little bit better, and it makes more sense. They did go and put that whole second engage banner out, though. Like, it's just here. It's all here. So, engage fans, congrats, I think. Or not. I'm not sure if this is good or bad for you, but you do have to win 1 and 3s now. The benefit is that red is... Well, personally, I'm gonna skip red. I have a Diamant. I don't think his father is quintessential to anything. I'm good. I'm good. He is great in his own right. He is an incredible barrier that enemies have a rough time getting past. For sure. Outside of that, I don't really see anything that's super essential for red. Okay. Blue. Sheesh. Blue is great. Blue is so damn good. There's not a downside, honestly, in blue. And you know what? I love that. I love that for us. It has the 3 most recent titles, being Fodlan, Heroes, and then Engage. So that's kind of nice. Recency bias, perhaps. But baller units, so that's great. All offering a fair amount of difference in what they offer to the player. So a nice little melting pot there for blue. As far as green goes, green is also really not necessary. Like, it's just not. It's not great. It's not great. Citrine is nice. Citrine is get your Citrine. It's a similar situation, I think, to red, where Diamant is great and he stands out presently, and he would be a great addition to your team. I think Citrine is also very similar, but there are some lesser valued targets in that color pool that maybe don't feel as exciting to get, right? It's up to your account. I'm a personally skip green. That's just me. Okay. And then there's colorless, which colorless I think is probably your second best option. Okay. You have Arvel, who is still relatively good and relatively useful. unlike Dimitri. Or not Dimitri, Xander. I say Dimitri. I'm just hating for no reason now. No, Xander. I was making a Xander joke. I ended up hating on Dimitri. That's my bad. Ash. Still good if you want merges. I don't think you necessarily need merges for her. But yeah, it's there. Probably the least valuable target in that color pool. And then there's Zalchrist, rearmed hero. Arguably a slightly better bow than Tana's. Flash Sparrow, I think, is what his A skill is. So, you know, different fodder compared to the other rearmed bow. But if you're going strictly for the bow, I think that bow is maybe a little bit better. Good, strong secondary choice. Blue, absolutely. If you are just going to one and done this banner and take your freebie and get out, and you happen to have a blue stone, take the blue stone. Okay, if you don't have any vested interest in any character on this banner, take the blue stone, get out, and just call it a day. All right, that's my sage wisdom to you. If you are unlucky and don't get a blue, take colorless and hope. All right. Outside of that, just choose what you want and try and get lucky, I guess. I think that Veyle is really good. I think that blue is definitely worth polling on. I don't think that everything else offered here is super essential. Because what's going to happen eventually with Alchrist is he'll show up in one of those new heroes return banners, right? He'll probably make it to a Forging Bonds rerun. And then you won't have to win a 1 and 3, right? Which is nice. We like that. Instead, you can just win a 1 and 2. Just a little bit better. Citrine, similar situation. I'm very confident that she will show up in a Forging Bonds rerun. She will show up in remix banners, things like that, where it's not a 1 and 3, and it's a 1 and 2. Or maybe she's only just, the single rate up, something along those lines, but then you still have to worry about non-focus situations. So it's still kind of like 1 and 2. But the point is, if you're just going for them, it's probably not worth it. Same thing with Diamant, okay? But if you like Veyle, if you like what she's offering as a unit, and if you, dude, Shez is great, Freyr's great, that whole blue roster, ballin'. All right, you can't go wrong with blue. I will definitely be pulling on blue, so watch out for that video. We'll let the rest of this roll. That's all the wisdom I can give you. It ends the day before my birthday. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Anything else? Spark. FEH subscribers. That's me. It's me. I'm a FEH subscriber. Honestly, that should be open to everybody. That's crazy, but that is what it is. Hey, that's what I got for you, gamer. That's what I got for you. I hope you found this helpful. I'm sorry that I didn't know Diamant would be on this, but I think it works out for the better that way, so that Byleth can be on her own thing. But hey, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you found the information I gave you helpful. If you did, leave a like. I will be back summoning on this and doing the hero tracker to let you know when Veyle will likely be coming back. Probably within the next 2 months, I would say. She'll probably be a repeat in 60 days, just off the top of my head. But other heroes like Shez, Freyr, etc. Okay. So if you want to know when that's dropping, be sure you're subscribed, and I will get that out as soon as I possibly can. Okay, but that's it for now. We will have a spooky Halloween summon on Veyle here, and if you're a member, you'll be able to see it same day. Otherwise, I'll put it out the next day after the hero tracker because YouTube doesn't like simultaneous uploads very much. But members will be able to see it early because that doesn't hurt view metrics, which is nice, I guess. Thanks, YouTube, I think. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.